What better way is there to settle into my new apartment than to record a monster twit episode? Sorry if the audio is a little weird this time. Trying out something different, and the recording space is different, so bear with me. In classic twit fashion, the last episode came out like right before we got the final part of something we'd looked at. So here's all the official images for Braun instead of that one blurry little picture. Ah, it's so cute. His face is so squished. Not much more to say. I mean, you kind of get the whole scope of the thing from this image, but it looks crisp, it looks clean, the colors are vibrant, exactly what I'm expecting out of the retro line from this point forward. And he and Sea Spray both went up on my birthday. I think Sea Spray is out of stock everywhere, which makes sense, it's the Cosmos effect, but I'm pretty sure Braun is still up, and he is nothing to wave a finger at. It's not a thing that people say, but whatever. I would say get him, especially if you don't already have 86 Braun. It's a great mold, it's very fun, good transformation. The only issue is it doesn't have wrists, which increasingly seems to be a trend for deluxe figures, so not saying it's a good thing, just, you know, he's up to snuff. Official stock images for the Bonerman, the Shaker Man, the Boner guy, what's his name? Bone Shaker. Shocked to find that he's an Autobot, not to typecast or stereotype or anything, but I mean, you're telling me an Autobotted this is nothing. This bit is nothing. I've heard some people say that the prototypes we saw at a con a couple months ago had better paint for both him and the other one, but I feel like they still look really good. I don't have any complaints personally. I pre-ordered both of them. Looks like the wheels are plastic instead of rubber, which I am very grateful for. The alt mode looks solid from, it seems like every angle. We haven't seen the back yet, but top view's good, side view's good, front view. Hello, front view. Front view is good, and it is on the simpler end. No wrists again, not loving that. Hopefully some ankle tilts, maybe? There might be an ankle tilt in there, but it looks really good. And also only $5 more expensive than a regular deluxe. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Very curious about this little contraption though, because if you look in the packaging, it's not like it's attached somewhere in vehicle mode, and it just looks like a big lollipop, and I think that's a skull and crossbones on it. Once again, how is this an Autobot? But I am very excited for this. Ooh, the inevitable Sentinel upgrade kit. Giving him his innards is devious. Got his cog. I like the replacement wings. I don't mind how this looks, but this is definitely more movie accurate, and I don't think it matters. Well, like, first of all, it doesn't even really look like it affects the vehicle mode negatively, but also it shouldn't matter if it affects the vehicle mode, because we never even saw him in vehicle mode. As far as I'm concerned, as long as it looks vaguely like a jet, the vehicle mode's fine, which it definitely does. Glad you can store his double-sided blade in there. Seems like just a lot of little upgrades, like these new panel pieces. I'm not sure what these are. Does it show what the bonus pieces are or what they do? It looks like the cog can even fit in there if his battle mask is down, so that's good. Putting that opening chest to use. And it appears to be 5mm compatible. Oh, that's just... Oh, this does put a smile on my face. The transparent shield is whatever. I watched the movie again and I was like looking out for it. It doesn't exist. I don't know why it looks better than the painted one, but what's the point? Does it say how much it is? Bonus parts. It doesn't say what the bonus parts are. Like with a lot of DNA kits, it looks great. I'm sure the quality is solid. Their plastic has always felt good, but it's a lot of marginal upgrades for a figure I already quite enjoy. Like if you look between these two, yes, this does look better, but it's not by enough of a metric that I think it's worth upgrading, especially when it's probably going to be like $35-$45. The biggest draw really is the double blades, but I have a theory that they're going to release the double blades with someone else later on, like how Studio Series Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal came with the axe for Prime. I think they're going to do that, but that's just a theory. Haven't we already looked at this? King Toys is always such a headache, because I've definitely looked at a Stegzero before. The spines being able to become a crossbow, or I guess a compound bow, recurve bow. I was actually into archery for a little while, against my will, but you know, I could have sworn we've already looked at this. Or maybe we were looking at the MP one. Once again, classic King Toy stylings, a lot more mecha looking than it is Transformers looking, and I think that's good. Very happy. I feel like I've had this conversation a million times. I say conversation like anybody's speaking back. You know what I mean? We've done this. It looks good. It doesn't look like a Transformer, but it does transform, and it's probably affordable. That's really cool. I love how big this is. POE. Still waiting on my Blackanadai. BBTS. Hello. Oh, and then here's Twin Mill, of course, to go with Bone Shaker. Twin Mill was the one that some people were very upset about. I guess he had more sparkly looking plastic before. I think this still looks good. Not as good as Bone Shaker. He's at a disadvantage because his car's less interesting, and there's also a lot more noticeable hollowness in it. I heard someone say it's more sideburn than side sideburn, and I think that's a fair thing to say. He does look very sideburn. Also, this says 01. 01, 01, 01, 01, 0. And Bone Shaker said 02, so hopefully that means that if this collab went well, which, by the way, sold out like within half an hour, I'm pretty sure it was crashing BBTS's servers, because I locked in my order on Pulse, and then I went to check BBTS to put in a safety pre-order, because, you know, Pulse takes 7 years to get anything ready at this point. And when I first clicked it, the web page crashed. Like, it straight up would not load, and eventually I was able to get my safety pre-order in, but these are apparently selling like hotcakes. So I would love to see more of the wacky Hot Wheels cars. Honestly, and I hate to say it, I would probably buy all of them. I'm not a Hot Wheels aficionado necessarily, but I had a hyperfixation for a minute. I had the toilet car, I had the Jetsons car, I had a Cybertruck at one point when it was just cringe and not actively problematic, but I gave most of them to my friends, so, you know.
Big fan. I don't know the lore. I don't know why is he called Twin Mill? What if instead of Twin Mill he was called the Twin Tower?
Hoping that the blast effects are hard plastic, but let's be honest with ourselves, it's gonna be the rubbery ones. I do like that it looks like the little exhaust ports from the engine are 5mm compatible, so you can just pop them off. That's cool. Pretty generic Autobot face sculpt. This is way less memorable than Bone Shaker, but apparently just as popular. Hopefully still plastic wheels. I'm a little more wary of this, but it could just be ribbed for her pleasure, or his pleasure, or their pleasure, anybody's pleasure. Alpha Mirage found at US retail? Buddy, this is an Alpha Mirage. You want to see an Alpha Mirage? Watch Rise of the Beasts, am I right? I don't think there was anything new in the preview night, because I remember looking at this and being mega disappointed. We've talked about all of this before. I think we can skip this part and get to the real meat, the real steak, the real gawk. Oh, to believe that the only thing new we were going to see was Nemesis Prime. I have a very difficult relationship with this figure. On the one hand, looks very good for the most part. I really like that they didn't just go, oh, Nemesis Prime is black and silver, maybe a little bit of teal, whatever. They made him look unique in the way that he did in the Armada episode. However, he is from an Armada episode, and I hate Armada. However, doubly cool that they were willing to give him the freak broken face. However, it looks kind of bad without paint. Like, I think some silver paint on the cracked faceplate would have made it look less cheap, because that kind of looks cheap, which is frustrating because the rest of it looks really premium. And however times 6, I already know I like this mold a lot. And because he only appeared in one episode of it, I feel like I can more easily disconnect it from the continuity. However times 7, he is a package deal with a bunch of mini-cons. However 8, I like these mini-cons. I like the look of these mini-cons. I had these mini-cons as a kid, and this looks like a nice update. Definitely a lot less sword-like. Like, I don't know if it's for safety reasons, but it's very rounded at the tip. But all the modern mini-cons have been really good so far, well, all 2 of them. However, mini-cons mean price inflation. They are selling Nemesis as a Voyager, but calling it $75. I don't think that's a heinous price for this, but I've seen a lot of people complain about it, and I understand where they're coming from. I think they should have advertised Nemesis as a leader class, because that's the quality level of the figure. Even though we're not getting the trailer, the base figure of Armada Optimus feels so dense and solid and chunky that I would not be mad paying $50 for it. So from that mindset, then it's $50, $25 extra dollars. So it's a little under $10 for each minicon. That doesn't seem horrible to me. Like, it's a slight markup because it's a convention exclusive. But when you think about it, we were paying $10 for 2 Micromasters a couple years back. So it's only a little bit more expensive than that. But because they're advertising him as a Voyager, it kind of makes you think, oh, this is $35. So you tell me I'm paying $40 just for the 3 minicons. I think they should have just called it an exclusive set and not brought price class into it. Charge $75 and leave it up to the individual consumers to figure out how that is distributed and disseminated among the set. I think calling it a Voyager really screwed them over a little bit, because I've seen a lot of negative reaction to this, even though the figure is great and this deco looks great. If it had a painted mask, I think it would be a definite for me. As it stands, I'm gonna put a pre-order down. I'm pretty sure I'd like it. I'm always one for a Nemesis. The box looks great. Not that that's contributing to the purchase of it, but this is an incredible presentation. But we'll see. We'll see where I am financially when it's time to pay the piper. I don't know. Or wait, no, it's actually accurate to not have the paint. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I do want this. Also, great stock images. They got the background from the actual episode. Even got real trees and real sand. Oh, I love, 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 love these environmental stock images. They're so gorgeous. I hate that I looked up what he actually looked like and that it's genuinely starting to convince me that I want him. But it'll give me an excuse to offload my regular Armada Prime. I hate regular Armada Prime because I hate that character. But Nemesis is just like a super, ooh, he's evil. And it's unusual colors and it's nice looking mini-cons and they become a sword and I can give the sword to freaking, I don't know, someone. Uh-oh. I might have just talked myself into it. Oh no. That's a gorgeous Dark Matrix. I am curious to see what the combined head mode looks like. Or if they just like got rid of it. Surely they'd leave the tooling in for it. Much to think about. Much to think about indeed. Okay. Day one, I remember kind of dreading because it's just non-transforming stuff. This is the goofiest looking head. Gormless doesn't even begin to cover it. What am I looking at here? This is ridiculous. It feels like an artist's interpretation. It feels like a police sketch of Devastator. This is just his cheeks? Why are they showing his cheeks? Skybound Prime looks good still. I've talked about these, haven't I? I remember most of these. I don't know. This is not for me. This is not for me. I'm glad I clicked here. Oh my god. It was worth it. It was worth it to look. Oh. Looks like a stupid Mickey Mouse. Look, he's got like the ears. Oh, that is horrendous. And then more non-transforming stuff. I'll skim it. Oh, it fell apart. That's embarrassing. It's a clean drift. Yeah. It sure is. These sure are. Seems like they're on a redemption arc though for the AMK minis, because I know the first waves weren't well received, so they are going buck wild. We've got Nickel, Primal, Cyberverse Bumblebee, Movieverse, Orion Pax. Is that concept art Megatron? Seems like they're trying to make up for the first wave, which I respect. I'm glad they're branching out here. Oh, it is Megatron. Yo. That is a clean looking RC. But yeah, this is not for me. There's only so many oh, well, okay. Most of this is not for me, but this, Daddy's looking a little fine here. Oh, mama. I think the only time this will be of interest to me is whenever they inevitably do '07 Jazz. I've always loved that design. I have a big soft spot for it. And the fact that they're definitely going to include a mode where you can just rip them in half is a bummer. But I will probably buy it. But as for these, I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, great. More. Wait, there's Jazz. Oh, but these are the DLX. So this is going to be like stupid expensive. Well, let's see his Jazz. Let's check the Jazz. Can I see Jazz? Did you not take a close up of Jazz? You got everyone else? No, you did. Okay. Oh, he's the only painted one. Event exclusive? Wait, are those just like his parts? Oh, yep. There's his spine. God, this is messed up, man. Someone get back to me with a price on this. I'm curious. That looks clean. But DLX is generally really expensive. Wait, MDLX. Wait, DLX versus MDLX. Medium Deluxe? Mega Deluxe. Mommy Deluxe. Wow, even more non-transforming things. Crazy. I love non-transforming figures. Oh, they're going Lost Light mode though? Oh, the Mega Magnus? The Meganus? The Meg? That is a crazy hammer. Oh, look at, he's even doing the lesbian fingers. Okay. Ooh, I love that they gave Cyclonus his like lighter purple. I think it's easy to forget he was more pinkish during Lost Light and Matumti. This is stunning. Oh, and the broken horn. Oh, pre-tailgate. Both swords mounted to the side like a samurai. There's Decepticon insignia as the guard. That's crazy. Diatlas, more like, ooh, well, you're interesting. Is that a felt cape? Not felt. Velvet? You tell me a velvet made this? You tell me a shrimp fried this velvet? Thank you to Quacky Wacky for alerting me that I manifested Bonsai-tron. Check out the discount dive if you haven't already, but yep, here's a better alternative, although it's gonna be significantly more expensive. Glad they're doing Action Masters though. This is what you should be for. It's such a slam dunk. I don't know why Blockies isn't doing it. Oh my god, Big Convoy. I wonder if we're gonna see more of him today. God, it just keeps going with stuff we've already seen. Oh, okay. Customs though? Where are these customs from? Who did these? These are gorgeous. Yawn. Finally, the hint of some new stuff. Apparently this goes up for pre-order next week. There's already a listing on Pulse, but it's immediately out of stock. So what can you do? Pretty clean back on him. Same for Megatron. I appreciate that. I think Starscream was probably the worst of the whole set. He just has too much kibble, which it's a busy design, but it seems like everyone else has integrated the alt modes way better. Sizing is perfect in my opinion. Do we get him next to Optimus yet? I would really really like to see just a standard, ooh, hammer between the legs. That's what they used to say about me, am I right? I love flush weapon storage like this though, that's gorgeous. Ooh, can you only put it on the top of his arm? Can you not mount his cannon to the side? Because it shows it doing that there, but it also seems like he's only holding it like that here. Ooh, but this looks like it has a pivot on it, so can you rotate it to the side? Really hope that you're not stuck holding it above his hand, because over the back of the knuckles that's the Megatron look. I really hope there's a way to modify that. Not mod it, but you know. Aside from that though, I'm super excited. I know this guy has little rolly wheels on the underside. The toys look great. Hopefully they feel a little better than Optimus and Starscream. I think the plastic was pretty weedy on those, but these are an immediate pre-order for me. Not even a question, not even a thought. Because look at it, I need this, obviously. I am lucky that this didn't come out sooner, because it would have extended my Motu obsession, my hyperfixation, and it probably would have deepened and worsened it. These look incredible. I pray that I have the self-control not to purchase them. Luckily, they are $35, which might just be expensive enough to turn me off of them. But oh my goodness, do they look good. The packaging, oh, the actual design. This as Bumblebee armor is so cool. Little man-at-arms underneath. And Skeletor Megatron, I mean, it's a slam dunk. It's perfect. The fusion cannon can become the staff, but also it shoots out of the dragon mouth, the ram mouth, whatever. You look at it. And his flail is all, or his morning star, whatever. It's perfect. It's so good. Bumblebee, I can take or leave. I might get the Megatron though. I'm shocked that they didn't do like He-Man Optimus armor though for the first wave. You'd think that's what they'd go for, but god, this looks good. Here we go. First of all, a new fan vote. How long has it been since we had a fan vote? Was Victoria on the last one? I'm excited to see what they get. I did not think we were going to get this much news, but yeah, it's 2026 time. Unbelievably, he exists after getting pushed for like 4 waves or something. He exists and he looks so perfect. I don't think there's wrists, or maybe, is that a wrist? Because that looks like it could be a little swivel. I don't know, maybe. But the alt mode is perfect. He's such a cheerful little lad. Love the head sculpt. Wish we'd get to see the Target Master unfurled, but it's probably just the same as Point Blank. Point Blank, the other one that everyone hates, even though he's like fine. I'm a big Point Blank defender, and I have crosshairs from Siege. But even if I didn't have those two, this would be a big temptation. I love big yellow cars, and he's so silly. He's such a silly little dragster. This just makes me hope that they're going to make a new crosshairs, because he doesn't fit the other two now. Blast Off, stunning. Love the color palette here. Pop of purple is really nice. It looks like he could have wrists. I think it might have wrists simply for transformation, because it's doing the classic nose cone becomes the hands thing, and it looks like that has to swivel, so might be the only one who has wrists. Unsurprising leg transformation. I never have an issue with this kind of leg, as long as the feet are solid, and they look solid here. It was one of the best innovations Combiner Wars ever had. These over slider joints forever. Very disappointed to find out that Jalopy was a Junkion and not that weird obscure jazz mold. I've given up on my getting all the Junkions dream, so since I'm not going completionist, I don't have much of a want for this. I do appreciate though he isn't just like a redo of Scraphook. Like he has the lockdown / axle grease chest and the toe line face. He's pulling from different stuff. I appreciate that, but I've never liked this mold very much in the first place, even if this is one of the better uses of it. Definitely better than lockdown. I think axle grease still clears. Perfection. No notes. I felt the same way about Silverbolt. Like they just nailed him. They did him simply and perfectly, and this looks like the same, which is great because they're both diffusors. They're like rivals or whatever, kind of. They came online at the same time. God, I love Beast Wars. I need to rewatch Beast Wars. But that's like an ample number of ball joints for his snake head. Head sculpt is mean. There's no clear plastic, which I'm so grateful for. And the transformation looks super simple in a way that it seems like it's going to be fun to flip back and forth. I can't imagine this being bad. This is a day one pre-order. Might be the one I'm most excited for. Crazy. I'm wondering if they're going for like, his name is Quintus because he's of the Quintessons. Because look at this. He does have legs under there, but this whole skirt situation, this is very reminiscent of the Quintesson High Commander. Especially with the alt mode, this just looks like a reskinned version of that, kind of. It's definitely not a remold of it, but I could see it being like sharing engineering in there somewhere. I'm not big on the fact that these are all definitely soft, pliable plastic parts. I'm hoping that it just holds up over time. So far, the only issue with that kind of plastic has been that it melts paint off. But aside from that, you know, it seems like it's stayed durable over the past 6 years. I can only hope he isn't crumbling to dust next to his brethren. But this is a really cool design. I'm so glad they're going so weird and far out with these. I think with the first 5 primes, it was easy to be a little concerned because like Prima's basic boy, Megatronus is good, but it's, you know, basic villain boy, Solus is girl, Star Convoy is just Optimus Prime. But now we're getting weird. Voyager Brawl, you know, not really a Voyager. I think this is what we expected. We'll see height comparisons later, but he is the size of the other ones, which is fine. I like when the limbs are the same size. But you can see the single screw on the left side of his stomach. He's a Voyager because he has a ratchet in him, which makes me excited to see how Bruticus's legs are going to work. If they're taking notes from Devastator, we already know that the upper body is going to be standard skeleton fare, but I think it would be pretty sick if there was more integration with the leg pieces and it wasn't just like vehicle stuck on the back. And because there's a heavy ratchet there in his stomach, I'm hopeful that it's going to be different. And Brawl by himself looks good. A little bit weedy. Like I think of Brawl kind of as the long haul of the Combaticons. And this is more just, I mean, he kind of looks like his Combiner Wars self, but the colors are nice. And if he's a Voyager, hopefully hand feel will be very nice. I like that he comes with his back cannons as well. So he can give big back shots. The worst thing from the wave, and it's not even close. The head sculpt is nice. That is literally the only compliment I can offer this. I have the original. I knew this was going to be a redo of Trashmaster, but it doesn't look like there is a hint of remolding on any of the rest of the body. So this cartoony head looks so out of place on the rest of him. I think this is terrible, and I will only buy it if it goes on discount, which I think I can see it going on discount. I can't imagine people buying this. Trashmaster already shelf warmed, and this is just that, but 100 times worse. Oh, speaking of weird primes, it's so peak. He's got his scythe. He's so weird. I don't think any of us knew what they were going to do with Amalgamus Prime because his whole thing is he can transform into anything. I'm just glad they went weird with it. It's so out there and it feels almost alien to Transformers, and I love that. And apparently he has 5 different official alt modes, so I'm guessing he's very modular and you can pop and swap a bunch of stuff. I can see him selling out because a bunch of people buy multiple copies to make a massive Amalgamus, and I cannot wait to see the builds that people do. I'm so hyped for this. We knew about Razor Claw. I enjoy the Tiger Hawk mold. I can see this going on sale, and if or when it does, I'll probably pick it up. I did grow up in the era that this toy, the original, existed, so I remember looking at pictures of him in the catalog. Could be a fun little childhood fulfillment moment, but I don't think I want to pay full price for this. This, on the other hand, immediate. He's so wide. Oh, and he's got his dinky little elephant eye, and his trunk is posable. I think the only thing that could ruin this for me is if there's a lot of him that is made of the soft plastic. But if this is all hard plastic shell, I'm all in, baby. I am so here for it. Looks like he has all the articulation you need. I just hope the transformation's fun. They've proven they can do shell formers fun. I mean, they got Skybite. They can do this. This can be great. And if it is, you can definitely count me in for the Magna one and the Nemesis one, whatever else they want to do. Oh, gorgeous. Very early renders of Onslaught for Commanders. I think it's just this from different angles. So we don't get a lot of detail. The feet are pretty reminiscent of Silverbolt's actually, like shape-wise. Seems like they're going to fold up into the leg in a similar way. I just want to see what the trailer looks like. I am hopeful that it will be really well integrated the way that Motormasters was. I just hope it has good playability, and I hope that it has a good base mode. I would love if the base mode just looked like G1 Onslaught's base mode, because that'll feel a lot better than just having Combiner Kibble just sitting off to the side or making a giant silly plane, although I do love the giant silly plane. Studio Series, she looks prettier and prettier every day. I cannot believe this is happening on a deluxe budget, but I am hopeful that she turns out well. I think this stock image does not do the toy justice. There's an early prototype of him that we'll see later that I think makes him look a lot better. And this is actually his accurate head. If, like me, you owned the deluxe toy, like the original deluxe toy, you might be confused as to why he looks like this, but apparently that's what he looked like in the movie for all 3 seconds he was in it. I think the gun looks kind of stupid. It's way too tall. I don't think he has the punish and enslave brass knuckles, although I think it's better when it says protect and serve. The irony of it makes it funnier. And digitigrade legs, you can make them digidegrade or you can make them regular. That's a neat touch. And the pig mode looks good. Solid, athletic looking car. It's a maybe for me. I do have heavy nostalgia for the toy though. That's probably gonna sway me. Also, what is up with his eyes? Who did this? He is zooted. Wind Charger's very exciting. I've heard some complaints about the car mode, and I think it's valid. I don't know if it's just the angle, but it looks like the back wheels are bigger than the front wheels. It is kind of goofy, but it's very charming to me, and I'm all in on the mini bots, so it's a definite pickup. Can't tell if there are wrist swivels, but I heard you can control his face. Like there's a knob on the back that lets you look up and down with the face separate from the block around it. That's incredible. His legs are crazy though. This is his ankle pivot. His knee is just snapping inward. That's nuts. So glad that they went all in on the mossy deco. Yeah, it's a flat green, but you know, budgetary constraints. I love that he's all crumpled up. The surface detailing on this guy is incredible. And unless he doesn't have wrists, I can't tell if he does. I'm not seeing much to complain about here. It looks great. The most incredible surprise, like we've seen the listings, we've known about a lot of this, but the fact that it's a new mold and it looks perfect and it's Thundercracker, they're starting with my favorite Seeker, immediate buy for me. Waist swivel, ankle pivots, wrist swivels, Earthrise can finally be put to bed. This is gorgeous. Nemesis Prime, you know, is what we expected. Looks like maybe a little bit of a darker gray. He has his creepy mouth face. Definitely not buying it full price. Probably not on sale either. I don't know. I'm happy with my Night Prime. Oh, I think I said something like I can't imagine there being a movie Titan that I would want. I should have just shut up. I think a lot of problems would be solved if I just shut up. I may be able to resist this, even though I have so much nostalgia for this GRIMLOCK design, and it looks unbelievably good, but apparently they've talked about doing all of the Dinobots in this scale, and Scorn, I don't think I could say no to a Titan class Scorn. Great, can't wait to spend that money. Armada Jetfire, not pertinent to my interests. I'm sure it'll be a good figure, and it'll combine with a good figure, and it'll be a good combination. Maybe if they do it as Astro Train, I'd grab it, just because he wasn't burdened by being in the show, and it's a cool deco. No thank you. Here's all the in-hand images of stuff. God, there's so much to talk about. I love his creepy little hunchback, all his arms, his spindly weird limbs, and his shockwave face. It looks like a video game boss. This feels so quintesson. It's definitely the rubbery plastic. Hopefully they have not put paint anywhere on him in a place that it's likely to get melted off. I love though that he's doing his little arms behind his back and his others in an action pose. And the face sculpt with the 6 eyes. Is that a light piping block on the back? I hope this clear plastic is sturdy because it looks glorious right here. God, I love how weird he is. Such a creature. Jesus Christ. Because that's a leader class figure. They actually did it. I can't believe they actually did it. Hats off, honestly. This is crazy. It looks so good. Presumably this is all soft plastic, which is also off-putting to me. I hate soft plastic. But again, if they do Scorn, I don't know if I can resist. Oh, and is that the Nemesis? Oh, are they giving Nemesis a new weapon? Okay. New weapon, new forearms. This GRIMLOCK is insane, though. Wind Charger apparently coming with his, like, magnet effect. That's so cool. They didn't need to do that. Like, I don't think if they'd released it just regularly with the head tilt not there and no magnet effect on it, I don't think anyone would have complained. Nobody would have thought to ask for it. So much good little stuff like that. Looks a little Spider-Man, little dischargey. I think this is a lot more flattering. Also, I guess the guns can combine, so he has 2 guns. That might look a little better, actually. And the face sculpt looks way better. Honestly, I hope they fix the eye paint apps, whatever's going on with that, because it looks way better in just cast teal plastic. Even alone, though, the singular gun looks way too long. This blaster, though, always sick. I've always loved this design. And I have always loved the barricade design. I think it is a solid take on him. Ooh, don't like that this is clear plastic though. It is cool in the prototyping phase getting to see what all the pieces are made of. I'm glad that they're doing stuff like this. At least it's only that one panel though. Like it could have been the entire canopy, but it looks like the plastic here is inserts. So that is thoughtful and much appreciated. It is a little bit of a nothing burger, but it was that in the movie too. I feel like the shape of this part should have probably been the front, but I don't know. It's a deluxe budget. They're working with what they're got, working with what they got, working with what they have. They are working with what they have. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I just hope hand feel is good. I think we saw this prototype before. Still looks good. This is intriguing to me. All the engineering looks great. I am perplexed about all of the clear plastic though. If this is for light piping, that is cool, but honestly, I would be okay sacrificing light piping if it meant that none of this was clear plastic. I'm hoping this is just a temporary like way to differentiate between the different pieces, but the fact that it's in the cockpit makes me a little nervous. Because for stuff like the deluxe G1 Universe Optimus Prime, his guns were made of clear plastic, just painted, and I didn't really like that. I hope that's not the route they're going here. But the mold does look great. So much more cartoon accurate. This feels like it belongs in the 86 line. Ooh, that's really dark. Hold on. I have a memory of him being more gray, huh? Interesting. Lemon interesting. It looks great. The more I look at it, stop looking at it, stop looking at it, stop looking at it, stop. Can we get to something else, please? Please get to something else. Poop. I love butt. I love the poopy factory. Oh, he has a massive cannon with a deployable stand. Get out of here. Ooh, and little handle matrix. Okay, okay. Oh, and a teeny little gun also. I don't think these are final colors. Pretty sure he has a blue head. Oh, and missile spam on the shoulders. This thing is shaping up to be incredible. Loving the cut of his jib. Stop going back to this guy. Okay, no, I think that is just solid plastic. So no wrists. Everything else though looks solid. He doesn't look like he's oddly limited the way that Point Blank was. Oh, and we do see the little guy. Hello there. Hello there. Oh, he's so gorgeous. Genuinely, I think it's him and Amalgamus I am most excited for. Oh, that paint is gorgeous. It's so crispy. I love his color palette so much. Can't wait to put him next to Silverbolt, make him kiss and grind and scissor. Like he looks marginally better in hand. It's just so not animated, and not even in the way that Legacy was like G1ifying animated. It just straight up does not look right. Too much greeble. He needed to be flattened out. Shoulder spike shouldn't be here. This needed to be just like a flat thing. Like he's got the colors. It looks like not even a bad custom, because if this was a custom, I'd be like, oh, that's a cool way to use it. But this as a mass market product is ridiculous to me. That is a nice chocolate color. I do appreciate the color palette of the Junkions. And yeah, Brawl looks to be slightly bigger than the other two, which I think is fitting. You know, he is the tank. Just a little skinny in the arm department. But he does have butterfly joints. That's nice. No wrists, which is, I guess, par for the course at this point. But our boy Blastoff does, in fact, get them. That's crazy. Love that head sculpt. I'm loving all these head sculpts. I think it's funny how the Combaticons are 4 of the most generic robot head sculpts in the world, and then just, like, the most expressive, annoying piece of garbage, who we still haven't seen, by the way. I saw a lot of people hankering for Swindle, but alas, we must wait for our boy. I love how big and round this is. Oh, it's so big and round. No, but this looks like it would be really nice to rub across your face. So smooth. And do we get a look at tank mode? Or wait, did they not bring another copy to put in tank mode? That's interesting. They trying to hide something from us? Ooh. So does Nemesis come with like a bunch of extra weapons? I love this blaster from Age of Extinction, the Hound one, and his sword. Oh, does his arm transform into the sword? Is that what this whole thing is? This new piece? U-piece? Or wait, no, his hand's right there. What am I talking about? And it looks like that's it. I think this is just all the same stuff again, which means we are almost at the end. Almost. Still a little bit more to talk about. I don't know what this is. Wait, was this that like really expensive transforming, but it was just like metal and you can take off pieces? And it looked kind of bad. And yeah, it looks awful. The robot mode looks good, but this truck mode is dire. Second only to the Rise of the Beast Voyager Optimus mold. I appreciate that Starscream's looking a little very femboy here. Very nice sword. What is that though? We get another shot? Yeah. What were they thinking? Are these people new to the transforming thing? It seems like they know how to do an anime robot mecha type sculpt, but these vehicle modes are terrible. Except Grimlock's, which is perplexing, but actually sick. Oh, and then he gets one arm. This is actually, luckily it's probably going to be like $250, so I don't have to worry about it tempting me, but I love this redesign. This looks like a Evangelion, kind of? Whatever it is, I am rocking heavy with it. These exaggerated proportions, shoulders. Honestly, my dad might like this one. That is cool. He looks kind of sharky. It's very Godzilla, honestly. Godzilla Evangelion Transformer. Ooh, and then a sneak peek of the Megatron. Wonder what kind of dookie he's gonna turn into. Cyberworld Scorponok in hand. I could have taken these images. I saw him in stores. And he really is just a massive playset. Oh, it's a little bike! Oh no. And he's only $60. Oh, he's so pretty and stupid. Just how I like men. That's not true. I don't like them at all. Oh. And finally, closer looks at everything. I hope that the white plastic is maybe a little bit sharper. This looks kind of soapy the way that the early Superion renders looked. Hopefully this is just an early mock-up. But that head sculpt is nice. I love that they're giving them the spark crystals. That's one of my favorite design pieces that we've kind of lost. Big clompers with ball joint. Is that a ball joint, or is that like maybe it's a screw through it? I don't know. It looks good. And then what are these? These like missiles? Does he have missiles? Well, it looks like they're on 5mm ports, so I guess it's just like formerly missiles, now they just attach. Oh, here's the comparison. Jesus. Oh my god. He's so big. And then we can get a closer look at the Seeker mold. Backpack folds up so nicely. That is clean. That is like masterpiece level clean. And the butt flap comes up, but it doesn't look like it impedes the waist swivel. Like it looks like it'll catch on it, but you can always flip it back down if you need more movement. Okay, there's a lot of images of his behind. Can we move on? There we go. Nice smug looking clear face. I wonder if you can do the missile spam boob situation. The breast milk blasters, as I like to think of them. I think a Dianaut can fit in there. Why didn't I call my audience Dianauts? Girl cogs is better. Look, I appreciate the like close-ups of everything, but this is a little much for a girl like me. Oh, and they showed the transformation and then just 2 pictures of the Matrix and then back to the transformation. Ooh, so there's like a whole assembly here that the nose cone and the cockpit move around. Standard fold up into the wrist type situation. It seems like a pretty standard Seeker transformation. It just looks like it was executed perfectly. And landing gear, does the back get landing gear as well? Or is it just kind of resting on the toesy woesies? And it's a clean looking jet mode. I am very excited for this. This is such a delightful surprise. And do we get to see him next to Megatron at all? I'd love to see the scaling. Oh, there's the face thing. You can tilt his face. Oh, you can tilt it up and tilt it down. I love that. That's such a nice touch. I think he'll be a sleeper hit. I think a lot of people are dunking on him for how he looks, but I think that he's in hand, it's gonna hit different, especially with that head movement. That's crazy. Oh, wait, we do get to see the combined head mode. Well, that just seems like a little bit of a slap in the face. And they even detailed it out. Are they just gonna sell the trailer at some point? I hate that I talked myself into buying this thing though. I think I have. I think I really want the Nemesis now. Oh, Peter, I want the Nemesis. Oh, and different amalgamous modes. A little drone mode. Oh, we could separate into different vehicles. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. It's like, it's heavy Diaclone energy. This is, oh. So 2026 looks like it's going to be a good year for toys and absolutely nothing else. I am so unbelievably tired. What a long episode of Twit this is. But if you're still here, thanks for sticking around for the whole thing. If you haven't yet, I'd love if you check out my non-Twit videos. Twit seems to perform the best, but I am a lot more passionate about the discount dives and the diabytes and the miscellaneous stuff I've done. I would appreciate greatly if you check those out, but if not, see you next week for some lighter news, hopefully, because oh my god, good luck editing this, me.